In this video, we're going to take a look at creating a storefront administrator. So each storefront should have at least one storefront administrator. This particular role has the administrative rights to build and amend all elements of the chosen storefront. You can technically do the same actions using the platform administrator, which is the default account that can control all of the storefronts. However, at Infigo, we recommend that for each of the individual storefronts, you have a separate storefront administrator, at least one storefront administrator. So the first thing we need to do is to actually check that we're on the right storefront that we want to create the administrator for. We can either check which storefront is active up here. If that's not correct, then we can go to switch storefront. It will give us a list of all of the storefronts that we have available on our platform, and I can activate the relevant one. So here we have selected the demo for video storefront, and just to tie this back into the alias for this storefront that we set up in the first video of this series, we would access this storefront by going to our general platform URL, so in my case training.infigosoftware.com / and then the alias of that storefront, so in my case / demo for video. Then we need to actually go to the customers screen. This is where we can actually add new users to the selected storefront. So if I go to customers, customer management, and then if you scroll down, this is where the list of active users, the list of users would be populated. At the moment we have no records in there. So to add a new customer, of which the storefront administrator is one, if we say add new, that will bring us to the new customer screen. And here we put some basic information for our storefront administrator. You can put all of it in there if you like, but at minimum you will need a name, you'll need an email, and you'll need some kind of password. Now, administrator passwords need to be a little bit more complex than basic users, but this password box will give you guidance when you start to enter a particular password. So I can put some names, I can put email, and I'll populate a password. Now, before we actually save this, we need to apply some additional roles to this particular user. So if I go across to the customer roles tab, you'll see a full list of default roles that we're able to apply to our particular users. The descriptions of most of these will be explained in other videos. At the moment, as we're creating a new storefront administrator, we need to make sure that we have that box selected. Registered is selected by default on every new user you create, and that must remain selected or the account will be inaccessible. From here we'll just go to save. That will save the customer that we've just created, and that will now be added to our main customer management screen. And you can see if you look in the details here that there's roles applied, including storefront administrators. Now, before we move forward and make any changes to our actual storefront, we need to make sure that we're logged into the correct account. So at the moment when we created that particular user, we're logged onto the platform administrator. All I'm going to do is log out of that account. And then on my login screens, I'm just going to enter the information for that particular user. So once I hit login, that will now take me to my actual storefront. So this is the default storefront that you'll see. If someone were to actually view your website, this is what they would view by default. If you want to get back to the administrator window, so you can actually start creating your storefront, then all you need to do is hit /admin at the end of your URL, and that will take you back to the admin settings, which you are able to access because of this user's status as a storefront administrator. It's worth noting that if you ever do want to go back to the public store, there is an icon here which allows you to do so. Platform administrators can't see this option, storefront administrators can.